Yeah, I'm ready when you are, bro.
Start it off, my boy.
Peace.
Peace was good.
You now tuned in to Safe Space. This is a new setup. I know I've been coming with different setups since we've started, but just getting more of a feel for it and introducing new things to the platform. So as we move along, you all will see things unravel. This is one segment of Safe Space itself, and this is the check-in. This is my co-host / editor / sound man
Slash a lot of things, y'all.
/ we're getting a team together, but I appreciate the homie coming on and helping out. And yeah, man, we're gonna be coming every week, once a week with a check-in, and we'll also still have the sit-down segments where we have guests and various artists and a few other things from the platform. But just stay tuned. I appreciate you all that have been supporting thus far, and yeah, if you know a friend that you feel will be interested and high level conversation and also just casual conversation, we're opening up a space just to have that and to feel comfortable when you're doing so. So once again, much love to all of you all that have been supporting and sticking with us through the building process of it. And yeah, man, let's get into it.
Sure, you want me to introduce myself real quick, or?
Yeah.
Alright, for sure. Well, it's good, y'all. My name is Nolan. I'm from the island of Guam, and I've been raised in such a humbling experience, but definitely want to get out of my comfort zone, and that's why I came out here to the States. Because back home it's like everyone's humble, and everyone has their own grind, but I feel like there's just not as much opportunity like how it is out here. But now then again, I can't really say that because I feel like opportunities all over the place now with the internet and shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I feel like now I see a lot of people from back home getting like TikTok famous and stuff like that, and I was like, man, if only I knew how it all worked, but not everyone's like that back home. Not everyone wants to be TikTok famous. Not everyone wants to be a celebrity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just came
How
out
long
here
have you been here in the States?
So I came out here right after high school, and that was in 2015.
Word.
Yeah, I came out here for music school because I really enjoyed music and just the entertainment business in general, But yeah, man, just trying to find my path out here, just like everybody else.
Yes, sir. I feel like that's a part of life. Like you said, we all are walking that journey of just finding ourselves and unraveling and forgetting and remembering day by day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I know you said, like, I get what you're saying, but like not everyone wants to be like TikTok famous.
Yeah,
or
not
like
everyone, yeah.
not everyone wants to be like well, I don't know, like elaborate on that a little more, like how is the day to day in the States? Where exactly are you from again?
It's a small U.S. territory called Guam.
Guam.
Yeah.
So how's the day to day in Guam?
The day to day is usually really chill. Of course, it's an islander. All islanders are, for the most part, chill and very family oriented. So everyone's connected in some sort of way, and it doesn't feel like everyone grinds like out here though. Like out here, like people really want to get some type of success, while I feel like a lot of people back home are just more content with things, you know? Content with just having a 9 to 5 job. And that's not a bad thing, right? But, you know, like, that 9 to 5 is just not for everyone, you know?
No. Definitely feel you there. Definitely. And what's like what are the jobs there, like the requirements of like living, or like how the government is set up, the laws, you know? I'm not familiar with Guam at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we do follow a lot of California laws. I mean, we all have the same rights. We're all U.S. citizens, so I guess for the grand scheme of things, like we do follow like all the laws that they have out here for the most part, and like we don't really have any like weird laws about stupid shit. You know, like parking right here and having to pay for parking. Like, I mean, I guess that's just a monopoly of things, you know.
Yeah.
But now for the most part, you know, we're ran exactly how it's ran here. Not really that much jobs. I mean, obviously you need your basic. Oh shit. I don't know what happened there. That's the GoPro. I mean, we can always just get other stuff later, but
For sure.
Yeah, back home it's very. Like, you know, you got your typical jobs for teachers, jobs for cooks, jobs for all your basic necessities, but not too many entrepreneurs. And then, you know, like back home, I feel like it's almost the same, because it's like almost whoever you know. It's like, oh, if you know that guy, they could probably help you. You know, on a first name basis. But then again, out here, it's like you can be unknown and still make it. Compared to back home, where it's more of like you basically know everyone. You know, it's a small island.
Right.
But like, if you know someone and you're like, oh, I want to be in that field, you know, it's pretty simple.
Right.
You know, you just go up to them, they hook it up with shit.
Is it like the people there are more family oriented and more into their own culture, is why they don't really want to be like noticed, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel, but then again, I feel like it's mixed, because it's like, I feel with all the imperialism that's been going through, like, man, we've been ruled by Spain, been ruled by Japan, now by the U.S. It's like, it's a mix of different cultures and ideas. And then plus, you know, also trying to find our own ideas of ourselves, because we got lost through all those times we've been owned.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely different. I don't know, I always kind of want to think in a spiritual way compared to in a very physical way, like how it is out here. I don't know how to explain that. It's something that I just feel like you got to be there to experience, to see what I'm trying to say.
And that's why I asked that question, because I feel like that's a beautiful thing. That's kind of a lifestyle that I'm leaning more toward, is going somewhere that's the environment where the community is more community based, and it's more like spiritual, and you know, more like, you know, holistic living.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, there's still a lot of people that live by very natural like, remedies to things, you know?
Yeah, this is what you're explaining here. I mean, this is, like you said, there's
everything
it's
here,
a
man.
good it's a good
crazy.
There's a balance if you you know, you care to find it. But like here, I feel like it's more like the 3D and more like living in the Matrix.
Yeah, I feel you.
I feel like you're explaining that it kind of sounds like a utopia, man.
I feel you, but then again, it's like it has its own matrix of its own.
Yeah, no,
you know?
I feel
like
you.
We all fall into like different stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like out here, it's very prominent of seeing like just the stereotypes of people. You're like, oh shit, like that's very familiar to this, and this is very familiar to that. You know, and it's just like whenever you watch movies, back home you don't really get the characters you would see. Like obviously there's like not a lot of like murderers and killers and gangbangers and just shit like that, you know. But like it's crazy.
Yo.
You want to be a part of this? Oh shit, good shit. But no, yeah, like out here, like it's crazy. Like whatever you see in the news sometimes actually happens out here. You know, like school shootings, different bullshit like that. Like back home, you see some stupid shit like that. You know.
Yeah.
And usually, if someone gets killed, basically the whole island knows.
Yeah, man. Hey, that sounds.
Isn't that crazy? Like it's like
Yeah,
it's
not
so
not
small.
the whole killing part, but like the fast transferring of news.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, the living more like cultural. I mean, the living more like communal, and you know, trusting the people that are amongst you and your community.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I get what you're saying. That's like for someone that is on the journey of finding themselves, and you were born and raised there.
Yeah,
so of course
born
you
and
want to like
raised
go out
from-
and explore for
Yeah.
sure. But I know you see the difference of
Oh,
being
yeah.
here and being somewhere like
Dude,
that.
yeah, it's crazy because I was lucky growing up. You know, I had a father who worked in the airlines, so we had benefits to fly for free, bro. And you know, definitely that's something you want to do to travel free and travel for free like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, but like when we came out to States, we went out, you know, all over the Pacific and stuff. But you get to see the different ways of living outside of your own culture, right? And you know, I always wish that people get to experience that out here because I feel like it's the same like people back home. People are so scared to leave the rock, but then again, there's people like that here that are too scared to move out of their own city.
Yeah.
And experience another state, experience a different community.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I feel you. And I don't want to jump straight into like being super serious. So yeah, you can grab that if you want, bro. But
I'm gonna take one more hit. I get high quick, bro. My tolerance is low.
I mean, not even jump straight into serious because everything that we're talking about is serious. But I just can relate and to like piggyback off of what you're speaking on. Here, it's just like I don't know. I get what you're saying as far as like getting caught up in working the 9 to 5 because that's something that you can definitely do. Here as well, like you know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Like
Obviously,
it's not a difference in that, and I'm going like on my journey right now and just experiencing being pushed out of that, like I guess I'll call it like being just comfortable and content. You know what I'm saying? Obviously everyone is working a 9 to 5 to be able to live. Living expenses are real, man, and you know like people find what they're interested in or whatever like means of income they can find and provide for themselves or provide for their family, what have you. But to not get too into the story and to not even make it so personal, but you could definitely just get content with working a 9 to 5, going somewhere that you're gonna get that for sure money, for sure check, and you know what I'm saying, that's cool. But thinking of it in a different way, think of it as in how much of that time are you giving away to someone else?
Exactly.
And how much of that time do you really have for yourself?
Yeah.
And then also, in a lot of the places, and I'm only going to speak on my field, and that's in the kitchen. But like one of the things that I am working toward as well is changing the like environment in kitchens. Yeah. Because like a lot of kitchens still run off of an old structure, and if you really think about it, it's like a slave structure, bro.
Yeah.
Like
No,
even
I can definitely agree to that.
even like the language that they use,
Yeah.
like it's very belittling. It's very
Very,
like
bro.
it's very
Cutthroat.
cutthroat for sure,
Yeah.
and like you definitely have to. Of course, you gotta be up for the challenge to work in the kitchen,
Yeah, you have to
and
have a pretty strong mentality to keep.
and be able to stand on who you are as a person.
Yeah, I
But
feel you.
also that's challenged in the kitchen. Like they don't want you to do that. A
Yeah,
head chef doesn't want you to stand on what you believe in or
yeah,
challenge what they're telling you to do in the kitchen. And it's
yeah,
understood that they're the ones that are setting the whole mood of the kitchen as far as the menu, as far as
yeah.
how things are prepared,
Exactly.
approving certain recipes and what have you.
Yeah.
But going towards the managing approach and knowing that the people that you're working with that and having that understanding that you're working with these people and these people aren't working for you, that's very important, man.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
And especially in today's time where, like you said, there's so many other ways to make money just for yourself.
Exactly.
And it's definitely not it's no this isn't a negative spew on anyone that chooses to work a 9 to 5 because
No, it's
like I
not.
just said,
Definitely
I work in the kitchens. I've worked a 9 to 5, but on I'm in a part of life and on my journey where I'm trusting in myself more, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and not relying on a 9 to 5 and
Exactly.
knowing that I can make ends meet off of the knowledge that I've obtained over
Yeah.
the years, you know what I'm saying? So, and just being more comfortable with that and saying that to say someone that may need to hear this, be more confident in you. Understand your value as well. Definitely, whatever job you're in, the manager is in that position to manage, but
Yeah.
also have a backbone, man. Understand who you are as a person and have knowledge of self.
Yeah.
My opinion is going into a 9 to 5, you should have a goal. And that job should come with the end goal. You know what I'm saying? You should go in with an intention to save, stack, whatever it is, X amount of money and get out of that position of working for somebody else.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
the
what I'm
thing.
saying? Like you cannot get comfortable in your life with working for somebody
And
else. You got to get more comfortable in building something for yourself, man,
that's
especially
something
in
I wanted
today's
to.
age.
That's what I
Today's
wanted to
time,
say
brother.
about like people back home and here.
Mm-hmm.
People back home are so stuck in that, you know, how do you say that? Oh, this must be my end all be all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Compared to there's like much more people out here that try to find it for themselves, and that's why one thing I moved out here for is because I had a knowing within me that like no, I don't want to do this. I want to think for myself. I don't want to, because like a lot of people back home, they would like, I think for men mostly is right after high school join the military.
Mm-hmm.
The military has all these benefits for you. They can get you an X amount of money depending on how hard you want to work and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then people out here know that there's more opportunities. Like, man, if I believe in myself to do something, as in like an entrepreneurial way, where was that moment? This is my bad. I'm fucking high.
Alright, good.
But I'm just trying to say is that like that's why I loved it when I came out here because I felt like I had a new beginning in my life, like I was born again.
Mm-hmm.
To get to see stuff like that,
Yeah.
because I've always used to watch videos of people making it on their own, people being very successful in life, and there's not that much people you can learn from back home that are like that.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word. I feel you.
It's like it's either you're born with it or you're born without it. You know what I'm saying? Like people are born rich back home. You know, like obviously, like I don't know what luck in their family they had to be like that or anything, but my family wasn't too rich. We were like middle class back home, basically. And yeah, I just knowing about the internet and just news in general, knowing that people can make an X amount of money or just be happy with their lives doing what they want to do, it really inspired me to come out, and that's what I loved about living here in the States.
Word.
You know?
Yeah. No, I feel that, man. And like I said, I've never been, so I can't even, like, really speak to how the people are there.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked. But I also would think that a lot of, like, the, older people out there kind of probably went the route of exploring what they or how life would be here in the States, and maybe even going back and loving the way that lifestyle is there, but also, like I said, I could understand you being more young, being born and raised there and wanting to explore, so I could understand both sides for sure. Yeah.
And that's why I can relate with you, like you going out of your comfort zone, coming to another city. Like I feel like I can relate that to people because I did the same thing. We knew that there's other shit out there besides your current environment. Exactly.
Yeah. No, man, that's real, man. That's a part of the journey as well as not being afraid to explore new things.
Yeah.
And that's going back, the conversation went full circle to the situation at hand, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of my personal situation, not being afraid to explore new things
and that's
get
the thing
out of
too,
that.
Bro. That's the thing I always wanted to learn, bro. Like, I've always wanted to be assertive if I know I'm being done wrong. I feel like, I don't know if it's or where I was raised, or if it's just me personally, or just me not believing in myself enough to stand up to someone,
Yeah. No, it's
and it's very inspiring to see that.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think of it as a, like I said, like earlier, like bad or good situation. Like I just feel like that's like a different type of evolution that I need to do within myself to do.
Word.
And seeing it outside of me shows that if they can do it, then I can do that shit too,
Yeah. Hey, no, man, I appreciate that. And not even, like, I feel like those things just happen in life. Like, certain things, if you just walk as a genuine person and have knowledge of self, you will ignite that, like, you can ignite that light or, like, that spark in someone else.
Yeah,
just like you're explaining to, like, you know what, man, that wasn't really, like you said, it's not to pit a good or bad, but you people know what's right. What's right is right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
How you feel is how you feel, and a lot of people aren't comfortable with just having a conversation about how someone else feel and being like empathetic on how someone else feel. They just want people to understand how they feel and run with that. Speaking more in the work field and the 9 to 5 life. But yeah, man, I'm honored that you even feel that way, and I'm glad that I can even spark inspire you in any way.
Bro, like, dude, I get inspired in different types of ways. It doesn't have to be like a professional type of thing. Like, it can be like your very basic, maybe the way you drive. Maybe if I rode with you and you drive a perfect way, I'm like, all right, I want to learn how to drive like that,
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's you being comfortable with knowing that we all are students.
Yeah, for real.
Always.
You're always learning every day. I mean, even though you don't notice sometimes, you're not conscious about it.
Yeah.
You're not aware of it. But also another thing too I wanted to say is, like, sometimes the reason why I don't also speak for myself, because sometimes I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining. Not that I do complain in life. I mean, we all do, right? We're humans.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know, and that's another thing. Like, I don't know if it's being raised back home, if we're just meant not to complain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're almost kind of taught that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, not really speak up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But coming out here, like I said, like being inspired, like people like you are able to speak up for themselves, who are not scared of confrontation. And I feel like a lot of people back home are scared of confrontation.
Right. I get that. Yeah.
Like, have you ever watched Guava Island?
I haven't.
No?
I gotta get hit. No,
What?
I gotta get hit.
Bro, you never watched Guava Island with Childish Gambino?
No.
Or Donald Glover, I mean. Whatever.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
and
yeah.
Rihanna.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. The name, I'm like, huh? It sounded familiar, but I thought you were talking about something else, like a series or something. But no, yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
you know
dope.
how, like,
I watched that like a few times. I was like, that's like one of my firstborn's favorite movies.
Yeah, that's dude. It's an amazing movie, bro. Like,
I haven't watched it in a minute though. That's why
I can relate
slipped
to
my
that.
mind.
I can relate to that because it's like everyone on the island knows that the red. I mean, do you remember the movie? Like how it goes, like the red thing that they call it the red company, red moving company. They own the whole island.
Yeah.
They're letting them make the blue yarn, or
Mm-hmm.
the blue. What was it? Silk.
Yeah.
Like I felt like this is how I felt back home. Like everyone knew there's corruption.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not really anyone to stand against that corruption.
Word.
Like Donald Glover's character.
Word.
And the way he stood against it is the music.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what inspires a lot of people too, like
Mm-hmm.
in different ways.
Yeah.
Like the music can help you, inspire you to stand up for yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's dope. I'm about to rewatch that.
Yeah, I just rewatched it again with Kevin like last week and I was like, dude, this was a good movie.
Word. No, so and that's why I asked you, like, how's the day-to-day there? Like, is there any different laws? What is maybe I should have said, like, is there any corruption?
Yeah, we
but
had
it's
like
corruption.
the
yeah,
corruption, there's corruption everywhere,
yeah,
right?
I was about to say.
But like, I mean, even in like the people you trust,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I stopped looking at things bad or good because it's like it's a mix of everything, you know.
Yeah,
it's
just
like
what you can learn from that
situation. It's like
situation.
the yin and yang, basically. Like,
Yep.
it's just both one, but you see different sides to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, man. What was I gonna bring up about Guava Island? But I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm getting too excited about talking about this, you know.
Nah, that's what's up, man.
But no, in Guava Island, it's like I can totally relate to that whole thing, like just the way people work,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then like how word gets spread around easily. Like if you hear from someone, like they're like, oh yeah, you're going to the party tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to the festival that they're having in this village
Mm-hmm.
or that village, you know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like, man, there's a lot of things I can relate. Oh, what I wanted to talk about is that there's a scene in that movie where Donald Glover's character, before the song, what's the song that plays? This Is America. Because I know he has some of the songs introduced into his movies, right?
Yeah.
So in This Is America, he explains to one of the characters that, I'm going to try my best to explain this as simple as possible, but America is just an idea, but it's the same shit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't need to go to America to live happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that it's the same shit. Like, if you work your way up here, it's the same thing as working your way up over there.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere in between those lines, but like that's why I was like, oh shit, that's true. That goes for everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's always a hierarchy type of situation,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, in our work field, you know, especially in the kitchen. Like the head chef's like at the top. I mean, like obviously at the person at the top is a GM, and then it goes all the way down
Mm-hmm.
to your dishwashers.
Right.
And that's just how I feel about it. And like they mentioned something like that in the movie, and it just shows, you know, like it shows visually how that is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about that movie. It's like everything, dude. Like the message in there, the music, everything.
Yeah. No, that's real, man. Definitely.
It's real, bro. And that's what I hate, being very stereotypical, because I'm like, damn, bro. Like this is just really how life is.
Really is, man.
Even though it just fits the puzzle, sometimes it's fucking crazy, bro. Like, and I always ask myself when I came out here, is it me growing up experiencing these things and having that mentality now?
Yeah.
Or is it just the environment that's out here? And that's one thing I want to ask people from the island compared to someone moving from the island and experiencing it,
I feel like, well, elaborate on that a little more, like, as far as just like,
just people, their living situation, like just coming out of high school.
Yeah.
Like if their mentality changed. Because there's some people that just stay the same like forever.
Yeah.
For some reason, and then there's people that change.
Word.
Like you see it in movies, the ugly guy, the loser in high school. If he really wanted it, he doesn't become a loser. He becomes a fucking badass after high school.
Yeah.
And growing up, and then like when they go to like their 10-year reunion, they're like, oh shit, this guy's fucking leveled up.
So just someone that lives in contentment, basically, and I feel like everyone experienced that in their life at some time, and some just choose to stay on that path of doing what we're being taught to do, like what we're programmed into doing. Like you said, the American dream, like that was something that was sold to people.
Yeah,
so like, hey, let's come here. So that's just like, even if you're here, it's still like this.
Damn, bro, I feel like that's a different type of imperialism, bro.
Yeah, LA is like that's sold to all the other states. It's like, hey, this is a beautiful place. This is Hollywood.
Yeah.
Same with New York. The flashy lights. I
feel like that with the United States in general. It's like a reverse imperialism. Instead of going out and fucking, ruling everywhere, they can just have people come in. And they're like, that's how they get all their power. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever thought about that? I just thought about that right now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't need to go out there. They're gonna come to us.
That's just they try to make everyone consumers.
That's crazy.
That's the programming.
Bro.
That's
crazy,
just
bro.
like, even like I said, to break it down and make it even smaller. Even there's no different with us here.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They sell us dreams, sell us lies.
Yeah.
And tell you what they want you to believe.
Yeah.
But that's a part of the awakening, man.
Do you think it was like that back in the Stone Age times?
No.
Like, to be a more simpler thing, because not everyone, like, everyone had their own different task.
Yeah.
Of course.
But it was no government.
How do we know if there was no?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming.
How do you not know the motherfucker that was the biggest and buffest and?
I mean, it was like king of the jungle type thing.
Yeah.
But
like,
I mean,
they had some simple type of government.
But it was more of like, then it was like tribal living, and people stayed amongst their tribes.
Yeah.
And the tribes, and I'm assuming these things because, like you said, I mean, and I feel like we all live these lives. We lived in that life. But just based off my assumption, I would say that it was more tribal living, and people stayed amongst their tribes, and that was like more so the governing. It wasn't.
How about within their tribes? Like, like someone would be like, oh, this guy knows how to weave a basket, and this guy can,
but
cook
it was
for
all
you.
Exactly. It was all communal. It was like bartering and trading. So, and that, people seeing the value in other people.
Yeah.
And like you said, news, it spread fast.
Yeah.
So it's all like, everything stayed in the community. So in a way, not even in a way, that's way more, I can't even think of the word for it, but that's way more ideal living. To me,
all right.
I feel like that's that will stop a lot of things from happening that the masses doesn't want to happen here. That's the lack of communication.
Yeah.
And the lack of empathy for one another,
Nah, yeah,
what we were
I
just
understand.
talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But
you
I think
seen
it's
that
just
you seen that change over time
Yeah.
with just them being able to manipulate the masses more. Now with like technology and everything is like this. We
I don't know, man.
we holding computers in our hands.
I'm
so
mixed on that, bro.
Why you say that?
Because even in a small community, you can have, it's like gossiping, bro. Like you hear it,
Yeah.
but how do you know if it's really true?
Yeah, I mean,
How
but
do you
then
know it's
that's
not that corruption
that's
as well,
the that's it's discernment though with that, and then just going to the source. Whatever you're hearing, going and asking that person, or going and seeing about that information yourself.
Yeah.
Instead of something being sold to you.
But not everyone's like that though. I feel like not everyone will actually go to the source. They'll believe whoever the fuck told them.
I mean, yeah, they'll. Hey man, that's life. Like
Yeah,
people are gonna believe like that's always been a thing. That's called a lie. Like people lie. Like
no, definitely for their own
but
their
as
own
far as the
intentions.
bigger picture,
yeah,
you come on. You can't say there's no way that you can even compare the two. Government being controlled by government and laws of the government and people that really don't even care about our state of being, compared to people that are making up their own laws within their community, and like there's a community, like a communal government type of thing. I think it's just
too broad out here. That's how it is.
What you mean?
Because think how many people are living here, bro. Like there's different cities.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, different neighborhood blocks.
There could be like for the community. It used to be like this. Like it used to. I mean, not as far as self-government. As far as I can remember, it's always been a U.S. government.
No, obviously, yeah.
And then
under a bigger umbrella.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, thinking how I see it being and how I would love it to be, and I'm pretty sure it is this way in some places.
Yeah.
I just have to do more research on it, but more of the people are governing the community.
I see.
So the people that are living in the community know what's going on more in the community. There's always, like we said, there's always going to be corruption.
Yeah.
But that comes to the truth is always going to come out.
Obviously.
There's always going to be there's always going to be a person that is standing for the truth, whether it takes some time to stand up for it and it comes out or whatever have you. But
that literally reminds me of what we were watching yesterday. We were watching Black Adam. Have you watched it?
Yeah. It's
like the same thing. Like, they're what's his name? The Rock's son in the movie. They're all searching for this. Was it the Ethereum?
Mm-hmm.
For the fucking the ruler's fucking demonic crown.
Yeah.
And one had to step up.
The basic or the hero.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, story.
Exactly.
That's life, bro. And it's always gonna be corruption, but there's always gonna be the good of the people. The people are always gonna win. The masses. That's what's gonna win. But love is what's gonna win.
It sucks because it's usually like, damn, for thousands of years the people have to suffer until like you don't really hear like anything at the ending, about it. It's like, oh yeah, the people live happily ever after, right? Like what actually goes on after that revolution? Is it really happily ever after?
The revolution of, you saying as far as the people in the movie or what?
In life in general.
That's where we're living, man. You gotta go on and see how everything plays out, but also having the mentality that it will, and playing your part and seeing. So
do you ever feel like we're in the lifetime where a revolution will happen and you'll see change?
For sure.
Like it's happening right now, right?
Yeah, I feel like we're always seeing change.
Yeah.
Whether it's the change that we want to see or not, that's That's a different question. But I feel like things are always changing,
Yeah.
and I feel like things are always gonna evolve.
Yeah. And
And
that's the point of life, for us to evolve, right?
yeah,
There's nothing else we can do.
exactly, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, touching on that, I was just well, I'm reading this book now,
Hmm.
Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very popular guy, dude. That
it's
guy
a
is
pretty
like
good book, man. I want to read something from the book.
a little passage.
Yeah. And this was from the introduction. All right, I just wanted to share something from the book, but he was stating this from his studies. We have also recorded amazing changes in heart rate variability, HRV. That's when we know a student is opening their heart and maintaining elevated emotions like gratitude, inspiration, joy, kindness, appreciation, and compassion, which cause the heart to beat in coherent fashion, that is, with rhythm, order, and balance. We know that it takes a clear intention, a coherent brain, and elevated emotion, coherent heart to begin to change a person's. Oh, my bad. The way that it's cropped is very weird. But yeah, and an elevated emotion, coherent heart to begin to change a person's biology from living in the past to living in the future. That combination of mind and body, thoughts and feelings also seems to influence matter. You know what I'm saying? That just that speaks to everything that we're just like talking about, just being more compassionate,
Mm-hmm.
showing gratitude for the actual moments and
Yeah.
being present
Exactly.
in the moment.
Exactly.
But all of that, I feel like once we all learn that, it could, the vibration to be much higher. And I feel like with that, the vibration being higher, we can move forward in elevation.
Yeah.
And that's what would be the what were you saying, the end story.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it is, and that's my faith, me walking with faith and seeing that and knowing that that is the future. Because also having children, man, I see that in my kids, like just the light in my
That's
kids.
crazy.
Like the change in this generation, being around other kids and the way that they think,
Yeah, dude, that's
the
crazy.
access that they have to information,
For
the
real.
access that we have to information.
Yeah.
Like we're like the things that we're like playing with and the things that we're using on a day to day are things that we seen in movies when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So like all the AI and all, like, so imagine where it's gonna be in 2050.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I believe it's gonna be great. Oh shit.
so right now I feel like it's it's more so learning and adapting with the times and not being stuck in what you knew. Yeah, and that goes back to that reading,
Yeah.
being more what was the word? Coherent, and being more forward thinking and not living in the past.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that the book was touching on as well. I'm still getting deeper into it. Like I said, I just cracked it open the night before last, but a story that he opened up with, speaking on, I don't know if it was a true story or not, but speaking on a lady that she was living with her husband, and the long story short, the husband committed suicide. And after that day, she like continuously lived in that moment. Her brain continuously lived in that traumatic moment and getting that traumatic news. So that's the way that she began to live. That became her person. It's trauma, grief, you know what I'm saying? Just holding on to that because she wasn't exercising the proper detoxing or just like exercising the proper self-care and self-love of letting that go.
Not knowing how to heal.
Exactly. Not knowing how to heal and not knowing how to practice like self-love. But also not, like I said, not to go hard on her, but just using this example that he used in the book to show the power of the mind. But to make a long story short, she continued to live in that traumatic moment, and over time she got sick, and she began to get sicker and sicker until she was paralyzed. So like her body was just living in the grief and in the past and continuously living that cycle. Yeah. This is
I think if you watch his interviews, he has a lot of stories about this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe it was a true story. Yeah. Was it a true? Okay. And
I mean, obviously, I feel like you're not, like going back to the government and controlling what goes out there. Like, obviously, you're not really gonna find it unless you really search for it.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously, if you see it on the newspaper saying, "Oh, woman gets healed just by doing this one thing."
No, that's another reason I'm glad I even read that in the beginning as well. They were against his studies and all of that.
Exactly.
But
because they have their own agenda for it, right?
Exactly. But I say that and brought that up to say, moving forward, man, stop holding on to things. This is something that I'm learning as well, to let things go, man, and to flow. Things happen how they should, and every moment you should learn from those situations.
Exactly.
And moving appropriately forward and doing the correct healing and doing the correct self-care, so you don't continue to live in those moments and continue to suffer, help spread positivity, help spread love, is no matter how cliche it may sound. A hi to a random person that you're walking by could make their day. You never know what somebody's going through, man. A smile and just have a good day could change somebody's whole outlook in their day.
It's like that back home. Like, you go everywhere.
See, and that's the beauty, man.
You say hello, like you hear hello more often in our own language. Hello in English and in our own language. And hello in my language is half a day.
Yeah.
You hear that everywhere you go, bro. People use it as jokes. And that's something I miss, because when I went back home, after being out here for a few years, I went out and I'm like, oh fuck, people are actually talking to me. Like, wow, like people really care, huh? I forgot how it is to be in that environment.
Yeah.
And you walk in, they say hello with a smile. They say half a day with a smile. Out here, people are just like, oh, hello, how can I help you? And I feel like I hear people say, like, people from New York, it's even more cutthroat than that.
Oh, yeah.
So what the fuck do you want? Like, hello, yeah, how can I fucking help you? What do you want?
Right.
Don't waste my time.
I feel like they're just like, that's how they communicate in New York.
I mean, it's very different.
Yeah, but they're gonna communicate in New York for sure, just from what I know and from like the times that I've been there. They're gonna be blunt about it. But even just not even to put it on just New York, but everywhere.
I feel like it happens more in cities than outside of cities.
Yeah, I mean, I forget. It slipped my mind what I was about to say, but well, no, not saying not to put it on New York, because I was about
No.
to say that when I went to New York, I experienced more of a communal feel, but that was when I went there. I haven't been in New York in like 6 years, maybe even longer
To live
than
there
that.
or to?
No, like just to visit.
Mm.
So I don't know how it is now, but
But from
just
the time
around.
you visited, can you gauge on how people are?
Yeah, but I feel like things have changed since
I mean, the time.
the cold 2020
Yeah, a lot of things has changed.
fiasco, the shutdowns, lockdowns, and all that. I feel like people
That's a
are
crazy.
even. I feel like people are even more distant now.
Yeah, dude, that's a crazy thing, bro. And that's how I want to go back home and see how the after effect of COVID did people back home.
Dang. Oh, so you haven't been back since then? Well, when was the last time you've been?
2019.
Word. So right before.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that long introduction was just like inspiration. Well, not inspiration, but energized conversation about just
different
like
mindsets and
different
stuff.
mindsets and
how a different environment
more
inspires all
so
your shit.
I feel like the what we got from that rather was being more compassionate,
Mm-hmm.
standing for what you believe in, and
opening your mind, bro.
Opening your mind.
Yeah.
Forward thinking.
To different ideas and not old traditions that you're used to, you know. Hey,
Young Snoopy.
yeah.
But man, all of that. How's your mental health, man, right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, how's everything going with
I've
you?
been working on it, bro. Actually, like I said, I've been telling you at work that I've been trying to at least meditate more and just be aware of things instead of reacting to things.
Word.
Because I feel like when you're in reaction, you're not really doing yourself a favor.
Yeah.
You're just making more of a problem instead of trying to find a solution. You know?
I agree.
And definitely, I think we should just find more solutions and stop making more problems. But that's one thing that Chef said to us when he first started out at work. And, I like that a lot about him, but then again, it's like you're also not making solutions by just being yourself, you know. So I can't blame him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just what he grew up with, you know.
For sure.
And, everyone has their own stories and shit, but that's definitely opening up your own mind to things.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that you're more aware of that now.
Yeah, dude.
As am I, because no matter how aware of something you think you are, you can always learn more about that lesson. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned that over the years, just thinking like, oh, I know that I've learned that. And then it just coming up in a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
And showing me like, yeah.
How can I evolve? How can I apply what I learned
exactly
to this now?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, how is your mental health and, like just healing and trying to do better for yourself?
I would say I'm doing this definitely a better day, man. I'm doing a lot better. And I say that
what have you been practicing now that you haven't practiced before? Like now you're starting to read more, or
starting to read more and just being more like active and creative with my time.
Yeah.
Because like we touched on in the beginning, I just got caught in that loop of, working for a little bit before like the last few months. I mean, I was always working, you know what I'm saying, always grinding, always had a hustle, but I was also more focused on my creativity and the things that I was building outside of that. And I felt like I got lost in that, being content in the situation that I was in, but being nudged out of that situation and certain things happening leading up to these past couple of weeks. Just in a better mindset today and the last couple of days. I feel like I have a clearer head. I've also been like, just like I said, creative, but like I feel like that creativity is moving that energy around, and the energy isn't like stagnant in me anymore.
Yeah.
For a little bit, I felt a little like, I wouldn't say depressed, but I just felt like not active. I felt unproductive, but I feel a lot more productive just getting out, creativity, trying things.
Yeah.
And all right, we left off in my winded response,
Yeah.
as always. But I don't know, when I feel energized to explain something, it spews out, man.
Yeah.
But all that to say, I'm feeling a lot better, man. And I'm grateful for the moment. Yeah, man. I'm moving forward. I'm elevating, man.
I feel like that's what we need to tell people to be grateful for everything you have.
Yes, sir.
Be grateful for everything, and it's crazy because one more thing of talking about coming out here, I'm inspired by the people out here because people out here are very well spoken. And sometimes I feel like islanders are looked as dumb because they don't speak well. Probably don't have the best vocabulary or the best phrases to express themselves. But I feel like we express ourselves in different ways.
Word.
Than compared to out here.
Word.
But that's why I love it about out here. Like, listening to the way you talk, especially on podcasts, I'm like, wow, like, you sound very outspoken to me.
Word.
And that's what I want to learn.
For sure.
And how to be more like that,
Man, I'm an outspoken introvert. See, if that makes sense.
I feel like I've been learning the same way because I've always been an introvert my whole life.
Word.
And like coming out here, like, it seems like, damn, like I can actually talk to people. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. And just creating these spaces, I feel like just having conversation creates a comfortable environment for people to be themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the heart of Safe Space.
Wow.
Like I said, no matter where this goes, because we're definitely going up, we're elevating in every way, production and just getting the information and comfortable spaces to the people.
Yeah.
But in any form that comes in,
yeah.
And it's coming with a healthy, elevating conversation, and it's coming with a space where you would feel comfortable to do so.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for being a part of this, and
I definitely feel comfortable,
forward to
bro.
the future, man.
I definitely feel comfortable, bro. Like, honestly, like, I didn't think for myself being able to talk to this, like I said earlier, like this much in front of a camera. I'm usually like fucking like, oh fuck, what the fuck do I say? But like, I feel like having conversation like this, like, and that's what I appreciate. And thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir.
To be a part of this because I feel like I needed this in my life.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, bro.
And look at that. We got so much into just what was on our subconscious that we didn't even get into what we were planning on talking about. We were talking about year wrap-ups and this and that, and da-da-da-da. And I know that's the comfortable stuff, the cool stuff that people want to continuously hear. That's always on your feed. That's always on your timeline. But hey, man, we had a couple hiccups, like couple stumbles over some words, sentences.
Yeah.
We had
But
a good conversation.
We learn.
Exactly, man. And getting more familiar with the setup, man. We're gonna continue to grow, like I said. And
Yeah, definitely grow.
yeah, man. I appreciate you for having me in your space.
Hey,
and
bro. Of course,
I
bro.
appreciate you for being a part of it.
Yeah, bro. Oh yeah, no, I appreciate this whole experience, bro. Honestly.
Yes, sir. So, man, I'm looking forward to being more consistent with this. So
Yeah, no.
we
I
will.
want to see that, bro. I want to see that. You know, like I'm tired of doing that 9 to 5. So you know, I want to see where this can take us. You know.
We would love for you all to continue to support. Tap in the comment sections while we're still on this platform that we're providing that's providing us the blah. I messed that all the way up, but I appreciate you all for supporting us through the growing stages of the platform. And as we continue to grow, we'd appreciate you all subscribing, comment below, let a friend know, tell a friend to tell a loved one, and continue to spread the love. And yeah, man, love yourself, love on yourself, self-care. That was the takeaway from this one. Now, I feel like that's gonna always be a takeaway from every episode, but like that was the main topic of discussion for this one. Like I said, things just came spewing out of our subconscious that we obviously needed to get out. And yeah, we'll have more of the updates on, music and what's going on in fashion and what's going on in the art community, the whole nine moving forward. But love, appreciate you always. And yes, sir, this is Safe Space.
Peace.